What's up YouTube, Booby M4H. I got my TM MP7 gas blowback SMG in front of me here. As you know, this is my second one here. This one does have the folding vertical grip here in the front. My first one, I've chopped that off and put the rail adapter kit on the front. But anyways, on this second TM MP7 here, I'm going to do a couple upgrades and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I've been getting a lot of requests on how to change the inner barrel, how to get to the bucking, how to change out your loading nozzle. So for that, I've got the Azimuth reinforced loading nozzle here, a maple leaf 70-degree hop-up bucking, and a Creation 6.03 stainless inner barrel. Alright, so let's get started on removing the stock. Let's go ahead and remove the stock. Go ahead and make sure, let's go ahead and make sure the gun is empty, remove the mag, blah blah blah. Make sure your hammer is locked back when you're gonna remove the bolt assembly out of here. So go ahead and knock out these two pins here in the back. Set those pins off to the side, move your bolt assembly here. And set that off to the side there too as well. Since we got that out for now, actually let's change out the nozzle. Now you're gonna need a T20 torque wrench to remove this screw here. Removing this screw will allow you to remove this front portion of the bolt here. After you do that, take a tiny Phillips head screwdriver and remove this screw right here. Basically, this holds your nozzle from coming all the way out. It's like a nozzle stop. Now be careful when you take this out. The nozzle return spring rests up against this. Make sure that doesn't come flying out. As you can see there, it almost did. Set that off to the side. Now you can pull your whole nozzle assembly out. Let's go ahead and see what the Azimuth nozzle comes with. It comes with the nozzle and a few other parts in here. Alright, so let's go ahead and disassemble the stock nozzle. A small Phillips screw right here on top. Remove that. Let's hold this part down on the table here. Push that through. Let's use a pick. We'll push the insides parts right through. Alright, all that's through. Alright, so after you get all the parts from the inside out, you're going to need the spring, and looks like that's about it. And oh, I'm sorry, from the fake extractor here, you're gonna pry this off, and you're gonna need the spring from that as well too. Like I said, this just kind of snaps on. There's a spring right there on top. Alright, so now let's assemble the Azimuth nozzle. Drop in your spring and your valve down inside the nozzle. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. And then your valve locker part here. Use this here to hold that in while I put that screw in through the top. go. Let's check operation of that valve, make sure it moves back and forth freely. Alright, now let's put the extractor part on. Like I said, this just snaps on, so drop your spring in there. There's gonna be a little bump here, a little detemp. You're gonna line the spring up with that. That's it, just snap it on. Alright, now that's ready to go back into the bolt. Take a little bit of murder oil. Oh, that was a lot. Just coat the inside of the bolt, and a little bit on the piston lid there. That does not feel smooth at all. There we go. Alright. Nozzle return spring, put that in. And put the screw in for the little plate there. Make sure that's tight. Slide that back in, and then put that torque screw back in, and then that completes the assembly for the Azimuth nozzle. Alright, there you go. This needs a little break in. As you can see now, it's snapping all the way back. Alright. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys how to remove your hop-up unit and inner barrel set from the TM MP7 gas blowback. You're going to remove your selector levers here and your bolt release lever. There's a little tiny screw here on the bottom. You're going to remove that. And so you don't break your levers off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push in the center of this here to push the other side out. As you can see there, the other side has started to come out. I push that side out, and also this side. I'm going to set that off to the side. Then on the fire selector, there's going to be another tiny screw there. Remove that. Now keep in mind, when you do remove the fire selector lever here, in order to remove it, it has to be in the safe position. It cannot be in semi or full auto. It has to be in the safe position there. I'm going to use a little punch and kind of help it out. Alright, fire selector's out. Now you're going to remove the trigger pin. And this trigger is unlike the MP7 trigger, it just comes out, doesn't have a spring on it or anything. Alright, we'll set that off to the side. Now to remove this front guard up here or cap, there's a square button right here. You're just going to press down on that. Press down on that, your flash hider and this whole front end assembly comes off as one whole piece. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to push that, and I'll be able to slide this whole unit out like so. Alright, so here's your housing for the bolt and your hop-up unit and inner barrel. I'm going to take a Phillips screwdriver, remove 2 screws right here. There's going to be 2 halves right here. You remove those 2 halves, and then the spring right here. Now you're going to push this towards the back and right out the back. Gonna set that down, and here's your hop-up unit and inner barrel. To disassemble this, there's going to be 1 screw right here at the top. Remove that. Now this is kind of tricky here. There's a bottom tab right here that kind of locks in, so you want to pry the 2 apart. The part of the hop-up assembly there came out, but you see how that locks in there? So you're gonna have to pull up on that and then take it apart. And there is your hop-up housing and your bucking and inner barrel. Now we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna change that out with a maple leaf and a Creation tightbore barrel. This is 70 degree. Reason why I chose 70 degrees for the maple leaf is because this is a relatively low FPS gun, so I would like to be able to adjust and fine-tune my hop-up accordingly with that softer material in the hop-up. Alright, this is a stainless steel 6.03 tightbore barrel. And this maple leaf bucking is the one for the WE open bolt rifle and pistols, or VSR-10. It is compatible, and like the standard TM style buckings as well too. Here's your little, I guess you'd call this your hop-up nub spacer. I don't know what the technical name is for it though. And that just goes in there like so. Let's make sure the hop-up is off right now. It is off. See how I just kind of rolled that in underneath that nub. And then you're going to start this bottom corner down in here first. Put the 2 halves together. Alright. Everything's working properly. Let's go ahead and reinstall it in here. Spring. Now there's this little lever here. If this tends to fall out, it can only go in one way, like so. Alright. One screw started in and it'll hold it together. Ow, I got my finger. There we go. Alright, that's it. while I have this apart, I'm going to add some murder oil to the fire control group in here. Just in random spots. That doesn't quite reach. Got my other murder oil here. There we go. Alright, I'll slide this back into the body. There we go. When it's brand new like that, they're a little tough. Tiny screw. Oops. Wrong bit. There we go. Assembly's almost done, and we'll do a test fire after to see what kind of performance we get as far as FPS change or anything. And this trigger, like I said, is a lot easier to remove and install, unlike the KWA trigger. Let's make sure the trigger pulls the hot butt back. Perfect. Reattach the front assembly here. Install the bolt. Sleeve up the bolt a little bit. Tokyo Marui MP7 0.2 gram BBs in green gas FPS test. Alright, this is the FPS test after the upgrades of the tightbore barrel, bucking, and loading nozzle. 0.2 gram BBs and green gas.